price of games. Rise up, stand the price, the loss of legs. My occupation, in essence, not complacent. Block the banquet, stop the computation. I'ma make the coda, fools just wanna make the quota. They can't rock around here, they need baking soda. This a hydra, no way they taking over. Lay them below the basement with snakes and cobras.
All right, we're being rude, Mateo. We're being
so
rude.
guys, it's gonna be 200K to bring the fiber here. All right. So please.
No.
Hey guys, I think we weren't live there, but we are now.
Oh, okay. Now we're live.
Oh, we were not. Okay.
You have to click it on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, Eric's here.
Eric's in the room. But let's take.
Oh, whoa! And here he is, the Grinch, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. Jimmy, I'm just sorry that you can't put like live effects. Otherwise, I would ask you to have him green, like.
I'll do it when we re-upload.
Oh yeah, we'll do it. Yeah. Absolutely. Are you doing, Grinch?
Okay, I forgot this was today.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. I was telling the other guys that there's a character, there's a famous character in a famous like old Italian movie, and he get invited to a party, and he's like he doesn't know where to go or not to go, and he's asking himself like, do they, will people talk about me more if I go or if I don't go? That's you. That's exactly what you do.
I drew that character too. I was
yeah, absolutely. How you doing, man?
Jamie, I'm coming in a little dark. Is that what it looks like on your end too? Everybody's end?
A little bit, but looks good.
You're always darker than everyone else.
Mysterious, it's mysterious.
The Dark Lord. Let's take a minute here and introduce Jamie to the world of Inkpulp, because this motherfucker came on board and has turned this ship around. Jamie's our editor. He's got the brains. He's got the muscle.
Without Jamie, we wouldn't be making all the millions of dollars that we're making right now. So it's all thanks to you, man.
I appreciate the kind words, though, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So Inkpulp is worldwide. We've got Italy, Scotland, we've got West Coast, United States, and East Coast.
And the Reign of Darkness on the bottom right corner.
Is this live?
Eric, is there any way you can turn up your microphone? I'm getting some people saying you're a bit low.
I can try. Hold on.
He's making it on purpose.
It should be a bit better. We'll wait and see what the people's verdict is.
Let me get some shout outs going here. We got a lot of bots in the house. I see Ramon Perez in the bot chat over there. That's the
Ramon,
not the bot. We got Pippi Pop.
We'll still pay him to be on the show, but
of course. That's we paid him in Abu Dhabi. Bought him a few bottles of wine, lubed him up real good. Oh man, Aaliyah Bonetti's in the house too.
Aaliyah.
All right, everyone. So what we've got here is we've got this live show, and you all can come in. We've got a link. Is that right, Jamie? There's a link somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in the chat right now.
We're going to put it in the chat so you all can join us on the show. Come on in. Eric's got a lot of questions for you.
I've just barely made it to this. I'm not even quite awake yet. You guys
have you had your coffee yet, Eric?
No, not yet. How long
did you just wake up
for, or this show for?
I mean,
5 hours or 6, 5 or 6.
If we're going long, I'm fine. I'm fine going long if everyone's okay with it. If it's a holler and a hoot.
Okay.
Eric, go make coffee. Go make yourself some coffee.
I have coffee right here, pal. I'm ready. Okay. I'm so emotionally prepared for this episode.
Yeah, I see you changed your outfit on purpose for the show.
Mateo,
to a more Christmassy one.
It's a lighter shade of black for sure.
It's ivory black, not jet black today. I just want to say.
Sorry, Sean, not to cut you off. I should tell everyone in the chat that if you want to join, it needs to be through desktop and Google Chrome, because I'm seeing some people trying to join. But
okay. It's got to be through Google Chrome.
On your desktop, Google Chrome. That's the way to go. It's the only way to go. I will say
we have a very odd filtering system for who we let onto the show. It's got to have these specific.
Actually, Google is paying us so that you download Google Chrome.
It's because the bots don't work in any other browser.
You're too expensive in any other browser. All right, what are we doing, man? It's post-Christmas. I'm still not over it. I'm freaking exhausted. What are we doing?
Okay,
Did you get sick as well,
2024
Eric? We're all sick.
This is so annoying. Go ahead. What's Sean?
I was going to say, I don't think I can carry the Eeyore name into the new year. I think there's another person on this show that's got the full Eeyore in effect today.
That's very inappropriate to say about Jamie. He's only been here for one episode. I don't know, quite like you bring on the guy who's basically pushing all the buttons behind the scenes, and you promptly insult him right away. So I don't know about you guys sometimes. Jamie,
I appreciate you defending me, Eric. I appreciate
anytime you want to leave, pal, I'm going to go with you because these idiots with their glasses.
Jamie, do you see what he's doing? Don't let him do it. He's trying to divide.
Try getting to defect.
Yeah.
Right. He's trying to get you to defect.
But just divide and destroy, not conquering. He doesn't give a shit about conquering. Just divide and destroy.
It's all about destruction.
So, okay, the idea behind this episode, 2 days post-Christmas. By the way, a belated happy holidays to the three of you. Belated happy holidays to the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you guys are probably still drunk from whatever it is that you guys got over during Christmas. Save some room for New Year's Eve. Please be safe while you're out there. Anyway, so here you are coming up with this cockamamie idea of doing so.
Yes.
Sean?
Yeah.
Can I just say something before I continue with that thought?
Yeah.
You are already so visually impaired. Don't you think that it would be suboptimal to continue to wear those glasses the rest of this episode?
It's a terrible idea. I'm having a lot of issues, but I'm riding it out for my brother.
Oh, by the way, can I say another thing about Sean? It's so fun. Like, because Sean and I, not you, have been promoting the live show in the past like 3-4 days, and Sean was creating these great videos. So every time the camera goes to Sean and he starts talking about the live show, please be everybody come to the show, blah, blah, blah. He's always in a studio, but he's wearing a scarf and a really heavy jacket, and it's so weird because it's not in the open air. It should be like warm in there. But every time he has a scarf, and I'm like, where are you? Is that cold in your studio?
The temperature in my building is impossible for me to regulate. So when I first get in, which is when I make the videos, it's freezing in here, and it takes a little bit to warm up. So that's
Mateo, why. I call him cosplay Crystal. That's the outfit he likes to put on in order to make you think that he's actually cold. All right, so Sean, you got this weirdo idea in your head a couple of weeks ago. So here's the part that I want to push back on. You're like, I got a lot of people.
Another pushback. All right.
Wanted to I didn't want to ask exactly how many people, but explain to me what quote unquote a lot of people asking you for a live show. Was it a lot of real people, or was it like Sean and his 15 other personalities?
The people inside Sean's head.
Okay.
Yeah.
The truth is,
your pretend friends.
It's my pretend friends and Mateo's bots combined for my lot of people. That's
and all of them were asking you, we should have a live show 2 days after Christmas.
Well, they didn't say 2 days. That was my part of
They
the
didn't say anything at all. I got to be honest with you. They just said, you're like, I want to hang out 2 days after Christmas.
It's funny because Eric hasn't been complaining at all during these days. He decided to complain during the live show. That's perfect.
Yeah. Because heaven forbid, he said, oh, look at these lot of people, and they all want us to have this show, and it's in chat, and they say, hey, we've been asking for this, but I'm paying attention to chat. Actually, I don't even have chat open, but I'm paying attention to chat, and none of them are saying this was a good idea. Press 1 in chat if you think this is a good idea.
See, this is Eric's. He came on today to try to destroy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly
I came in here with an inquisitive mind, an open heart.
No, you came in here with a closed mind and a piece
with
of
an open heart and let all the darkness come out of his heart. And now the darkness is infecting everything.
Eric, I'm seeing a lot of ones here. A lot of ones.
Yeah. Yes, Jamie.
Tommy Lee Edwards
Jamie's-
said bad idea. So
See?
Tommy.
Me and TLE.
Look at this. Look at how many people. We got so many people loving it.
Sean,
we've got
you
63
have to
people in
lift
the chat
up
right
your fucking glasses every time. First of all, that's number 2, right? So number 1 is like you are visually impaired. There you go. And the fact that you are also like numerically impaired. Can you count beyond the 10 fingers on your, like, there's a lot of people. So anything that's close to the 10th finger, you're like, that's a lot.
That's more than 10. It's a lot. Must be a lot.
It's more than 10.
It is. It's called optimism.
Pal, all of you guys, Merry Christmas.
Merry
From
Christmas.
the bottom of
Merry Christmas, guys.
my, bottom of my dead heart.
How was everyone's holiday? Eric, how was your holiday? Talk to me, brother.
What do you think it was like? I have 2 children.
I think it was miserable.
It was
Man, getting
miserable
like
for
this.
his children, especially.
This is
Look, Daddy brought some black ink and some rotten bread
fish.
and dead fish. Enjoy.
Okay, listen. This is for my kids when they're much older and they care to even listen to this show. Guys, I did my best to pretend that there was a Santa Claus. I did my very best. I ate your cookie that you decorated. I don't know what you put on that cookie, but I ate it.
Oh.
And I took a sip of milk and I suffered the entire night. But that's for much later.
Because you're lactose intolerant.
I know. Man.
Like basically every Asian person in the world. Is that a thing for Asian people?
We're starting early.
Racism. It's racist time
It's
with Matteo Scalera.
It's racist. It's racist if he wasn't right. You know what I mean? Like, you're just stating facts at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
I would
what
say
think
it
is
was
the best part of
racial
that.
more than racist, right?
Yeah, it's race.
Yeah.
It's racial profiling, is what it is.
Yeah.
So super early in the morning, I was laying out the "Hey, Santa was here" pretense for my kids.
Mhm.
So we're talking 3:30, setting everything up, pretending that a man of 300 pounds made it through my chimney and somehow filled their stockings with all sorts of stuff that's going to end up in a landfill. And then arranging the presents in such a way that would be festive and joyous for them. And then
More or less like you do with the podcast.
Mateo.
You always try to arrange things so that things go smooth and everybody's happy, right?
I have just a smidgen of more, like just this much more love for my children than I do for you guys. So take that how you may.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of love in that heart to give, so a little piece is nice.
I dish it out. How about you guys? Anything, Sean? Were you worshiping the Satan, or who were you worshiping at that point? You don't believe in Christmas.
We don't celebrate Christmas.
You
Jewish and all.
heretic.
It's not a personal statement against Christmas.
So you don't do anything at all? Like nothing?
Well, what we do, we normally have like one small gift in the fireplace for the kids.
In the fireplace, like catching fire.
Just watch it. Boss.
They burned gifts.
And we say, this is what Santa thinks of you Jewish heathens, and we light their gifts on fire.
The night before, what Sean hasn't told you is that the night before he goes around the neighborhood gathering Christian children and dousing them in gasoline, getting them ready for the pyre. Yeah. All right, Matteo, what'd you do?
Well, we did the usual thing, like normally for the Christmas dinner, like we go to my girlfriend's parents, and then for the 25th lunch, we go to my parents. But this time, like Elia, my son got sick, like a couple of days
Poor kid.
before Christmas, so he's on antibiotics now. And I was telling Jamie and Sean like 10 minutes ago, he's been unbearable. I've never seen him like so annoying. Like I love him, but it's been a couple of rough days. So so that's that happened. But other than that, like a pretty normal Christmas. I got new sunglasses from my amazing girlfriend, so can't complain. And I got this amazing sweater.
You got that for
Christmas jumper. Well, I bought it. I bought it myself to celebrate. So at every dinner and every lunch, I would wear this.
Matteo, I have a question. Is for Christmas Eve dinner in Italy, is that traditionally a seafood meal?
Yeah, it's supposed to be seafood. Yeah. There's how do you call it? Cod.
Showing culture.
Yep. Cod is really popular, and I don't know what else. And on
wait. Did you just say cod Israeli popular? Like from
really
Israel?
No, is really popular. I think it's one of the most popular.
Cod celebrate Christmas.
Israeli cod. I don't know where that's from.
The famous Israeli cod.
As of this,
from the directly from the Gaza Strip.
All right, enough of you, Jamie. I know you hardly talk, but how was your Christmas, pal?
My Christmas was good, man. I appreciate you asking. I've got a little daughter. She's 18 months old. So this was like the first Christmas where she could open her own presents and stuff. So
that's so awesome.
Pretty wholesome. All in all.
Okay. So is that here? Do I hear her screaming from the other room because Daddy's unavailable because he's busy with some knuckleheads doing a podcast instead of?
She's been told, wait, priorities, wait. We have someone calling in with the first question. If you want to get them in.
Oh yeah, sure.
Do it.
Let's do it. Drew.
Drew.
Hey, what's going on?
Drew, welcome
Drew.
to Inkpulp.
Hello, Drew. What's up?
Hey,
Thank you for making time, man.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. I don't know if you can hear me all right, but
yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful.
Oh, awesome. Well, first time caller, long time listener.
First time any caller we've ever had.
Any callers, yeah.
Drew is bot number
Drew,
1.
You've been in here 5 seconds, dude, and they're already beating you up. Are you sure you want to ask what you're asking? Because it literally just said first time. It was trying to be charming. He was trying to be hey, there's the flag. And you guys are trying to beat him up over it. Calm the fuck down. Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas, Drew. Welcome.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. We have TLE in the lobby. I'll bring him in.
Sure. Let's let Drew ask this question. Then we'll
yeah, absolutely. Let's do the question.
Okay, well, it's really art related because, like, once you get, I put it in the thing there, but I don't know if it shows it. But once you get past structure, anatomy, composition, like the next step to make your art look professional, what is that missing ingredient? Because 9 times out of 10, it's like, here's a circle, here's an owl, and that's 90% of how to draw, right? Like that's the how everyone teaches you to draw. Here's a circle, and then draw the bloody owl. I want to know what's that last little bit that makes your work, whatever it is, to like super professional, because I'm almost 40 years old, even though I don't look it. And I've been in that limbo of my stuff doesn't look professional yet. It still looks amateurish. And I don't know what gets me to that next level. Is it a mentor?
Can I jump in here first? I think I've got an idea.
No, wait. I want to ask Drew what his registration is for professional. What does professional mean as far as like the
Eric and Matteo are professional, and like Sean is like next to me. So
fuck you, I'm not answering that.
Sean, get Drew on the show.
Sorry, Sean. I love you, Sean, man. You're cool. I didn't know you before the podcast, but I know Eric and Matteo before in like the art world, as opposed to I learned Sean through the podcast. So that's
all good.
I like Drew because he walks into your foyer, Sean, and just pees all over your brand new rug, dude.
Yeah. By the way, Drew, this got you to be the 4th element in the Inkpulp podcast from now on. So you're gonna be on every time.
That missing,
the missing element,
missing professional element.
All right, answer his questions, you dumb. What's that missing element?
Yeah, what is the missing element?
For me, when I see work where it looks like it's just missing that one thing, for me, it's usually a structural issue. Understanding the structure of what you're drawing, the underdrawing is what that's referred to. That's what I think. I think when people have a solid underdrawing and a solid understanding of the structure, the form they're drawing, that's what brings it up to the next level.
Eric, what do you think?
Jamie, answer his question.
Good pencils. Good pencils always helps.
Go ahead, Maddie.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. I'm still thinking about it. It's a complicated question for me. I don't know. I don't know what how to answer that.
It's such a huge question, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't know where your work is deficit, right? Because some people who I've seen, so for instance, the last time I took a look at a portfolio, the elements worked. Like clearly the person knew how to draw. They just didn't know how to bring it all together to make it seem like it's cohesive in the one drawing. And especially when it comes to sequential stuff, that's another thing that we kind of have, like, has a ton of drop-down menus. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, dude.
Isn't style just like your shortcuts essentially? So, because like everyone's like, I need to find my style, but style is something you accumulate over time, which is just a pile.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Like, if you just say like, oh, I have perfect anatomy, that doesn't make an appealing drawing to me. Like,
100%.
It needs to be dynamic. It needs to be intriguing. And the intriguing isn't necessarily something you can teach through structure. So everyone's always hard. Oh, you need perfect anatomy. Sure, I can learn anatomy and I'm on my way, whatever. But if I have perfect anatomy, that does not make an appealing drawing. That does not make something that looks, in my mind,
that's true.
Professional. And that's where I'm struggling for an answer.
I think one of the key things for me, just talking as generally as I can, Drew, all right, is just from point A to point Z, consistency in the quality of your work, right? So what I mean is there's plenty of like generally when I'm doing a portfolio review, somebody will come up with like 5-6 pages, right? But there's a drop off in quality somewhere in there. Like there's clearly the one page where you're like, yo, you hit something amazing here, but by page 3 or 4 or 5, 6, it drops off significantly. And I'm like, I don't know what happened there. I don't think it has anything to do with tenacity. I think they had an idea in their head about how to draw those first 2 pages. And later on, when they got further down, they didn't have the sort of experience or skill set or ultimately the execution to make it look as consistent as possible, right? I don't care about style, right? Style to me is like you can draw super simple, super scratchy, or as super like marketable and mainstream as you can. But if I've seen anything out of people's work when it's quote unquote professional, is a level of consistency throughout, right? Like that's the way they will always draw hands. That's always the way they're going to draw cars and buildings and so on. There's sometimes when they can't find the puzzle pieces to connect with each other to make that one cohesive drawing, right? Awesome car, but it doesn't look like stylistically it's the same as you drew that person. Mateo is a good example of this, right? He'll take a car pre-existing somewhere, right? And he'll stylize it enough so that it belongs in the world that he's drawing. And I think that's one of the key things that I go like, okay, so that's a professional who knows how to take that pre-existing Lamborghini or Toyota, whatever, and put it in context to the world and make it seem like it's all coexisting with each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's more or less like creating a language, which connects with what Eric was saying. Like if you create a full language, whatever you have to draw, like whether it's a Lamborghini or a fantasy world or a horse or a cat or a person, like it's all cohesive and you have this solid, you have this feeling of if it makes sense, solidness. I don't know if it exists as a word, but it's you have to become solid and doing that can be obtained by creating a solid language, which is more or less another way of saying things of saying the thing that Eric was saying, but I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Dude, I hope
Eric said it better.
Yeah.
In a few words.
Helpful a lot. Totally appreciate that.
But at the same time, I would still suggest you to work on the structure, because that's really like the one of the strongest feature for me in an artist, in order to be almost you can't fail if you have a solid structure, basically.
A lot of the appeal comes from the structure. If the structure is sound, if that thigh looks perfect, then it's all of a sudden a beautiful drawing.
It doesn't have to be perfect, but I have to understand that as I look at your drawing, you understood how that tile works in the world, which means you have to have a really strong spirit of observation and a really strong sense of how do I observe the world around me, and how does that get translated in my brain and storage. So you have to create a really solid way of how to observe the world and understanding of how things work in terms of volumes, in terms of shading, in terms of everything. And then once you have your language, you put this language over to what you understand about the world, basically. It's really complicated. That's why I was having trouble like starting to talk, because it's a really complicated concept. And hopefully I'm being clear enough, because, you know, English is not my primary language. So probably somebody else would say it more properly.
You know what I mean?
He always says that.
He literally said whatever Sean just said and whatever Eric just said, but I'm going to add like 20 other things. But basically what Sean just said and what Eric just said. Thank you very much. That's good. Jamie, if you could, in chat, will you drop your link so that maybe we can pick this up where we left off as far as taking a look, and maybe there's something more insightful that we can send your way, if that's possible, if you're all right with that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I wasn't even expecting this much. I thank you for your time, and I really appreciate you guys attempting the question. I think it's a huge question, and it is. You know, it's very hard to grasp in the sense of what's appealing to everyone. There's no general thing, but you just get a different look when you see pro versus amateur work, and I've just always wondered what your guys' opinion of that was. But you guys, I think, answered it fairly well, and I would love follow up afterwards, of course.
You know what?
I would not say no to that.
I think we're gonna probably do this every year in the holidays like this. So if you could spend like 24 working on the stuff we just talked about, it'd be great to see and hear how that went.
Yeah, it'd be easier definitely if we could see, you know, your stuff, and definitely easier for us to tell you what's what might be done better or whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to take over this podcast with it or whatever, but I could.
Well, thanks for coming on, Drew.
Well, thanks for being the first official bot of the podcast, and I'll send you a wire transfer in a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
It was $100, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sending you one official fuck off for the
We'll call it there. Thank you, Drew, for your question.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Take care.
All right, Jamie,
Merry
let's
Christmas.
get Tommy Lee in. Merry Christmas.
Matteo, can I ask you to push your mic back a bit? Just a little bit.
Back?
Tommy, what the hell?
All right.
Is Tommy dead?
No.
Look, Santa, you're back home.
Hey.
Ho, 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 ho.
Tommy. Tommy, are you
Merry
in the garage
Christmas,
today?
pal. How are you?
How are you, brother?
Yeah, I'm in the garage.
Thanks for joining us, dude. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Did you bring a lot of gifts all around the world?
Let me turn off my mic so I don't hear myself.
Just let me know, guys, when you want another question, and I'll bring someone else.
Well, we
Absolutely.
we might need to save the Tommy's
Listen,
killing the show
as
right
TLE is doing his thing, bring the next person in, Jamie.
now. Bring the next person in.
TLE is preparing his slide for next Christmas.
Hey!
Yo.
Oh, there he is, man.
This guy. We
remember
this
him.
guy.
Absolutely.
This motherfucker came to the show in Abu Dhabi. It was the most impressive young artist I've met in a long time. He would sit down with Matteo, sit down with me, sit down with Stelfreeze, get a lesson. He would go home that night, practice everything we taught him, come back the next day with new and improved work. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Pleasure to see you guys again, and pleasure to talk to you too, Eric and Jamie.
Yeah,
Nice
man.
to meet you, man.
Thank you for being here.
So happy holidays, first of all. Hope everyone's good and enjoying.
Thanks, man. You too.
Happy holidays.
But so my question is regarding when drawing the comic. During an action or sequence or whatever, how much of that sequence or action do you decide to show? Like, let's say Superman's landing, how much of that do you show? Do you just cut from him in the air to landing, or him as foot touching the ground and landing, or, you know, stuff like that?
Question. That's a good question.
Who wants to
Fixed
start?
it, by the way.
What do you think? What'd you say, Tommy?
I fixed it.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. All right, good.
I love
Tommy.
Heads up, by the way, guys. We have Umberto waiting to join as well.
Holy shit. So good.
That's awesome.
All right, listen. Before we get lost in Tommy's shenanigans, what are we doing?
Answer the question. That's a good question.
Go ahead, man.
Talk
That's you.
about comics for once.
I need to gestate on the answer, but Mateo, what do you think?
So to me, it all depends. Again, it's hard to answer quickly to this question because it to me it's all about the page. So how the panels communicate with each other. So you can show it in a million different ways. Depends on how many panels you have to tell us. And if it's a really important moment and you have to, learn and you have to decide what's going to be the main moment on this page, So it's really, what was the example specifically? Which kind of action, if I may ask?
I was just,
Superman.
for example, Superman landing on the ground or whatever.
Okay, so in that case, for example, I'll give you an example. So there's already a fight, something going on, and then Superman arrives. So the main moment is probably not when Superman lands, but it's when he arrives, probably in my head. I'm imagining the scene as we're talking. So probably I will have a big shot of Superman arriving whilst the other people look at him arriving in the foreground. And then I'll have maybe just a small inside panel of his feet like touching the ground, because that's not the important moment for me in the page, for example, So that could be, that could be something, for example. But it all depends again on the panels and making the panels communicate with each other so that the reader can understand what I want to communicate. How about you guys?
Yeah,
what you think?
I'm gonna add on top of what Mateo just said is totally right, and then on top of that, I like to think.
Tell me something that I don't know.
Oh, all right. I like to think of what's an interesting way to show the action. What's so not typical? Because something in an action like Superman just landing can be dull. It's just repetitive and it's not interesting. So I don't know, just off the top of my head, like. You could see like a puddle of water on the ground. You see Superman flying in the reflection of the puddle. Next panel, the feet are landing in the puddle. So I just try to think of different and unique ways to present the information. That
another great element is the cape for Superman, especially because he doesn't have a lot of stuff on his costume or cool elements. So it's basically just a guy in a naked guy, basically. So usually the cape, the mantle, however you want to call it, is a nice element to show that,
Yeah, gotcha.
What do you think?
Eric,
Okay, so here's me stepping back from everything that these guys just said, which I think is right, but I think it's too granular, right? When you're drawing comics or just anything in sequential, whether it be like storyboards or you're talking specifically about comics, right, Adi?
Yeah.
Okay. Think of yourself in the information delivery business, right? Just keep that in your head, and that should be a primary compass for you to understand which shot to pick, right? So if the information that you're trying to deliver is something melodramatic, right? Or like sort of small as far as the concept is concerned, you draw accordingly. So it may be that you're drawing Superman taking off a landing because it's important within the context of that story to deliver that information. But if the moment isn't about that, right, you have to go in there and contextualize what the information that you want to communicate and draw that specific thing. So it scales up and down, right? Just keep in your head, I'm in the information delivery business. What is the most important piece of information that I can draw that communicates the emotional, psychological, whatever it is that's on that script? Does that make sense? So that way you go like, okay, I can't. This is a panel that's going to require 20 panels or there's a page that's going to require 20 panels because the beats need this many sort of like informational things. But there are times when you only need 3 because the information is all there within those 3 panels. The shots themselves, I don't care. right? As long as you communicate to me, like that's the next step. That's the next sort of like granular step that Sean and Mateo were talking about.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the most effective way you draw that information? That's up to you. But everything as far as you're asking is concerned, like how do I choose which shot? You contextualize it through that information delivery.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Following up on that, I would say that probably, again, if you're like Eric was saying, if you're in front of a script of a specific page, you pick the moment, the moment that Eric was talking about. So that's going to be D panel, the one, the main one. And the other panels, try to think of them as they have to serve this, basically this queen panel. So that could be a solution, for example. So start from that, and then the other panel has to function based on the main
what
one.
Mateo's talking about, I this is exactly how I always taught page design. You think of it like a royal family. You have a king that everyone's serving, queen, knight, like down to pawn, basically, like in terms of chess pieces. And if you understand the importance of that page, that's your main king panel. And as you work down, the other panels will submit to that one.
Like here, all the faces that you see, like here's the king, I'm the king. So Sean is the queen. And
it's really difficult sometimes. Tommy, can you say something to the question? Like,
the only person I agree with is Eric. So, but no, actually, just let the story dictate every choice that you're making. So, even if you were like, oh, I really want to draw this awesome shot of Superman and go along with like what Mateo's talking about and choose like a really badass money shot and then work everything around it. If that badass shot isn't the most important thing in your story you're trying to tell, then it's all just you being self-indulgent. So you got to make sure that, like, what is it about? Is it about where he's been, or is it where he's going, or is it where he's arriving to? Also, you got to think about layout. Where is it on the page? Is he going, right to left, up to down? Is he flying upwards? Or can his flight be used as a tool to guide our eye throughout the page? So all that stuff has to come into play. But mostly, it's got to be storytelling, and then that will help you decide how important the shot is, and how much time you spend on it.
Is that helpful, man?
Yeah. All this is honestly very, very helpful.
Okay, can I ask you something? When you walked in here, immediately Sean referred to you as a motherfucker. I thought was incredibly disrespectful.
And by the way, when we met him at the show, he was with his mom. So
yes, did they point at you and say, like, without even knowing you, did they just go like motherfucker?
That was a term of love because I was so impressed with him.
I do not think so. All right.
He earned to be able to call me that after 3 days of me just sticking to them.
I think there's a way to celebrate.
I just got done convincing the elementary school class to join to learn about art.
Oh, boy. Anyway, dude, thank you so much. Good luck with everything,
guys.
man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Hadi.
Take care.
I'm really excited to see your development. You're very impressive.
We'll see you next year in Abu Dhabi.
Thank you, brother. Hope to see you then. See you guys. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, guys. See you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, man.
Tommy,
when you say impressive young man, it's the way you say it in the same sort of like, I think you have a weird way of like mechanically communicating with people. Like when you say motherfucker, I immediately hear you insulting him. And when you say impressive young man, I think if given time, you would touch him in all his private spots, like it's just the way, there's a way that you say impressive young man. It gets a little touchy feely. Tommy, where are those cool kids at? So Sean can.
On that note, guys, I'm going to bring Humberto in.
Oh, Humberto's here.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Senor Ramos.
Yo.
There he is.
How are you guys? You hear me?
Good,
Mateo.
good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we can hear you great. Mateo, Humberto's wearing gloves. Are you going to comment on him? Maybe he's cold.
I am cold.
Listen, don't make fun of the nicest guy in the chat. I don't know Jamie all that well, but right now that title goes to Umberto. And so the most inspiring guy in the chat that doesn't make me want to slit my wrist vertically, right? So welcome,
dark
Umberto.
today,
Thank you for
man.
making
You're
time.
so dark.
How are you all today,
I
Umberto?
said, be nice to the guy.
Pretty good.
I even said it
Pretty
with,
good. Here's the Mexican Christmas is the best ever because we just don't celebrate like Christmas or Christmas Eve, but the 9 days before Christmas we have party.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Oh my
That's
God.
the way.
So
Yeah.
you've been partying.
Well, I wasn't, but most of my family was.
Were you working? You were working, weren't you?
Yeah, of course I was. Yeah, that
Well, welcome,
Spider-Man
dude. Thank
is
you for hanging out.
just gonna draw himself.
Right.
So I
right.
had to do it.
Deadline's call.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you have?
That's why
Christmas,
Marvel
though?
likes me that much. Yeah.
Right. It was a good Christmas in the Ramos household.
Yes. Yes. Always fun. You know.
I saw you gave your wife a piece of original art. Is that what that was?
Oh yeah. Well, you know Mark Martz, right?
Mike Martz, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's an amazing artist. He do like poster, like movie poster kind of art. So he's been friend with us for a bunch of years, and Fernanda, my wife, and him, they really became good friends. So every time we got a chance to hang out with him is pretty cool. And I really love his art, and Fernanda of course likes what he do a lot, and she has a crush with this guy Keanu whatever. So earlier this year in Como, we hung out with him, and I asked him if he can do a commission work for her for Christmas actually, and I told him that she had this crush or her favorite actor is actually Keanu Reeves, and up from him her favorite movie is Constantine.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So that was the deal, and he was really happy to do it, and I was really happy to get it from him, and we got it for Christmas, but way before Christmas. But I was keeping it safe for her for a Christmas gift, and she was really 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 happy. And so it came along pretty cool because it's not just again the actor she likes and the movie she likes, but most important is because is done by somebody we really 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 care about a lot.
That's awesome. It's so nice when you think so far ahead of time to get your wife a lovely gift like that. Like I kind of did that, and
isn't that
had
the way?
But sometimes your friends fuck you up on that one. Because I had Matteo order some scarves for me because I bought this scarf back from Italy that my wife loves. So I ahead of time
I bought a commission from Ben Caldwell. Like it's been like 7 years now.
Oh no.
So Ben, please come on, bro.
I didn't know it was the Call Out People show. Call out on the episode show.
It's Festivus. Now it's Festivus. Airing of the grievances time, baby.
I've been doing that all year, baby. Thank you for joining us, Umberto. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, guys, have a great year. Have a great 2024.
Thank you, man.
And,
You too, man. Thank you.
I can't wait to see what you guys are up to. So thanks.
We're excited to see you.
Love you guys.
Of course.
And,
of course.
Yeah, thank you.
Love you too, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. A big hug.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right, Jamie, do we have other people coming in?
We do. We have Sia and Zoe waiting to join.
Oh,
if you want
shit.
Is
in the
Umberto,
ladies.
Is Umberto trying to sign off? Was that his sign off to say, hey, I'll talk to you guys later? Or he's
Johnny
signing off. No?
Okay, cool. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye, man.
Bye.
Take care.
Should I leave? Should I leave?
No, you can. What's up? Stay, Tommy. Stay. Hang
Just
out.
hang out, Tommy. The heck? I like how
See
you raise your
ya.
hand. See ya.
Hey, you guys.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
And a special guest just coming in. My daughter.
I'm gonna apologize in advance. I'm on a MacBook Air, and my video and audio quality are not gonna be.
Get out of here.
No, it's
Get out of here. Immediately.
Good to see you guys.
Jamie, kick her
better
out.
than Mateo's. Don't.
It's much better than Mateo's.
Yeah.
So
Mateo, I'm
much
looking
better
at you
than
on like 4 pixels right now.
You're basically a porn
Shots
JPEG
fired.
from the 90s. You know what I mean? You're slowly downloading. Sia, Merry Christmas. I saw in one of your video clips you getting super emotional about a gift that you had received from somebody.
Yes, I did.
That was so cute.
What'd you get?
That was so touching.
What was the
You
gift?
guys want to see it?
I suspect it was a professional camera. Yes, we want to see it.
I'll go grab it really quick.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Is it just me? Because I can't see Sia.
Yeah,
And I can't
I
see
can't
Jamie.
see her.
Okay.
Yeah, I turned my
Jamie's
camera
here.
off, but I think
Oh, okay,
it's,
gotcha.
it's internet.
Where Sia lives, it's DSL, so she can't like her signal's much weaker.
Yeah, Sia's video is not coming in. So whatever this present is, this is freaking amazing. Whatever she's showing us right now.
It's a
Guys, extra surprised. Wow.
Oh my God! Can we show that?
Are we gonna get demonetized off of our?
We actually got to keep
a
it
month?
censored for the algorithm.
Tommy, how was Christmas at the Edwards household? Was it just you and Melissa, or did the kids come home?
Yeah, the kids came by on Saturday, or no, whenever Sunday, Monday, whenever Christmas was.
And
Yeah, it was good. It was great to see everybody. And mostly I wrapped a bunch of stuff I got in Japan for the family and put it all under the tree. And that was
nice
my shopping experience. So I had to.
How was
also
your
my
Japan
gift.
trip?
It was great. It was my gift to myself.
Yeah, you and Mateo are big on giving yourselves gifts this year.
Yeah, that's good.
Fuck yeah.
And then it was also so I got to spend time with my good buddy Zach and Emily Ann, and we just had a great trip. And always
Was there a show or you just went to Japan?
We just went to Japan, so there was a
Yeah.
show
Awesome.
or 2 shows going on, but I was happily ignoring them, which felt great.
No, even better. You said yes, and then you never showed up. You just
Yeah.
had your flights made, and then you just didn't show up at all.
Yeah, no, it was just coincidentally mostly. So, but yeah, I was with my day job working for Planet Atmos on the game and stuff. I have actual paid time off for the first time in my life, so
Oh wow!
it was nice to be able to just say, okay, I can budget myself and afford to go somewhere and take a couple weeks off, and it was awesome, man. So
That's
now I'm
awesome,
back.
and that.
Hmm?
I was just going to say that illustrates the difference between when you're a freelance comic book artist
Yeah.
like Umberto, who spends Christmas working every day, and a salaried employee like Tommy, where you get paid vacations. Very different worlds.
So it's different. I did one bit of work when I was there. I visited Tatsunoko, the company that does Gatchaman and Speed Racer and everything, because I'm writing the Gatchaman comics for Mad Cave. So I went there and talked to them about a bunch of stuff. So
yeah,
so
I heard about this.
So 20.
Zoe, how was
24,
your?
man?
How was
24.
your?
That's going to be my big thing, and Eric might be doing something as well, but he can't talk about it yet. But a tease to the audience that something might be happening. At some point.
Ooh.
Can't say. We can't.
Zoe, how was your
there's Sia.
Christmas?
Oh, there's yeah.
Oh, there she is. My Hanukkah, well, that's when Dad was in Abu Dhabi, so we kept it kind of low key until he got home.
Piece of shit.
I
Dead
was
of the
"When will
year.
the war."
But
But
enjoy Hanukkah. I'm gonna be over here instead, riding up on sand dunes, almost peeing my pants.
Rose sent me a video of him and Mateo on a camel.
Yeah. Right.
It was
I don't
so
know if you heard, but Mateo cursed out that camel for a better part of 20 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
What did it do to you?
I got scolded because I cursed next to the camel.
Bad words.
Yeah, I said some really bad words. I was a naughty boy.
Naughty boy, yep. But now when my dad got back home,
did you really? She thought we were. It was all AI, which is.
I was really saw the camera. I thought it was AI, and I'm like, wait a minute, they're really there.
deep fake. Inkpulp
Zoe,
deep fake.
Yeah, Inkpulp. Zoe, what were you saying about your Hanukkah? It was good.
Yeah, when you got home, we made.
Of course,
roti.
her father was an Om. Of course, it was amazing Hanukkah.
Also, he needs confirmation. It was good, right, sweetheart? Please tell me that it was good because I was not enjoying myself.
There's not a gun being pointed to my head as I speak right now.
Right.
But we made latkes together, which is a yearly tradition. As I've gotten older, we've gotten more cooking together. You made that, what was it, a prime rib?
Mm-hmm.
That thing was as big as my torso.
It was big. It
was delicious.
10-pound prime rib.
Yeah.
Delicious.
But other than that, Christmas, we kept it low key. We were sick and we're still kind of sick on the up, but we were just kind of on the couch watching Alien as one does on Christmas because that is the perfect.
Yeah, we had a good time watching Aliens. Yeah.
But no, it was chill, you know.
Okay.
So Aliens is your Christmas movie?
No, we just put it on this year
because we have Christmas movies. Like we have the Grinch, and then we have we call it the title is different in English, but in Italy we call it one couch for two people.
It's
the one with
it's called Die Hard.
No, it's the one with Eddie Murphy.
Die Hard,
where he is homeless and he
Die Hard.
Oh, you're talking about Trading Places.
Yeah, Trading Places. Yeah, we call it one couch for two people in Italy.
Why?
But that's how they translated the title.
That's hilarious.
Trading Places, one couch for two people.
It means there's this too small of a couch for two people, so it's just one couch for two people, so only one can make it.
That's not even the plot.
Like,
that's not even the plot of the movie.
Well, yeah, because one substitutes the other in their lifestyle.
No,
there's only one couch for. I swear to God, it's called una poltrona per due, one couch for two.
Yeah, all right. That's a porn.
Saying it in Italian makes it better.
Described.
It could be a porn title as well. Yeah.
Sia, welcome. Your camera feed is still off, but we're going to take you as is. Thank you so much for joining us. Post Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you.
It robots from time to time.
Jeez, that's terrible. That's what I was saying. Like this thing does not work.
Yeah,
it is working now.
So instead of showing us the what do you call it, the marvelous present, describe in 4K detail what it is.
It is
down to every model.
What did you
get? Professional Rubik's cube, basically, where you do video.
Really? What is it? Seriously, now I'm intrigued.
It's like a cube, like a Mario power-up cube. So I call it.
Oh, okay.
Make
Tell
the
me
sound.
what it is.
It's a red.
It's a red 6K cinema camera.
Damn.
Whoa.
Holy crap! I want to see it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dying to see this.
He makes.
Holy crap! What do you need that much firepower for?
Awesome! Wow.
To go on podcast.
Wow.
Look at that thing. And yeah, here's the thing. Right? You're shooting a podcast with this.
Well played. Well played.
You're shooting up. Is that really what's on right now? Is it on? Is that what you're using to shoot yourself right now? To like.
No.
Oh, thank God.
No, it's still in the box.
I'd have been like, babe, it's broken.
Because I was gonna say, like, you need to get your money back because that thing's not working. I don't care how much money you paid for it. So that's just the thing that I'm looking at. Ultimately, is just like the price tag, right? But I'm also guessing that's without the lenses that needs to go on it. Also, before you answer that question, did you see how quickly Tommy buzzed in like it was fucking Jeopardy? Like he knew immediately what Sia was talking about. Sia said 3 things: box, camera, Rubik's Cube, and Tommy goes, that's a red Komodo, blah, 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 blah.
I think I saw him push his glasses up first before he answered.
Actually, it's a red kimono, not a Rubik's Cube. But holy crap, congratulations, Gal. You're going to make so many awesome movies with this.
Congrats.
Yeah, Tell me that you're not using this for just a podcast, though, right? This is way too much firepower.
Yeah, I actually am filming a documentary right now, and so it just...
There you go.
We're halfway done. So
okay.
Can you talk
John
about
just
that at
wanted
all,
me to
Sia?
have
Like,
something
what's it about?
It's about a musician, singer-songwriter here, cowboy.
Nice, awesome.
Montana. So. And I have a couple.
I have
of
never
ones
seen.
After that, so.
Did you have this on your sort of, Christmas list to, if I could get a camera, it would be this?
It was kind of a joke. So, yes and no.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I
A
really
joke
wanna get
because it's
something.
not necessary. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's because it's just so
This-
out of the price range of any normal human being's ability and for someone for Christmas.
Yeah.
So, guys, as a joke, I'll just say that I would Lamborghini for Christmas. Right? I don't know.
Can I say this? Like, different people have sort of like quote unquote different love languages. I just learned that with my wife, right? Which she is more of a person that if she's feeling something, right, she doesn't like I bombard her with presents, and that doesn't work for her at all. So she wants like kindness and like warmth and loving, and I'm like, you married the wrong piece of shit. Go get you a Lamborghini, But it just goes to show that within the context, I'm guessing within the context of like Sia's familial bubble, somebody was listening and said, you know what? If that's going to make you happy, you are going to get a red digital Komodo 6K camera. Can you even see 6K? Can you even see, like, is there a difference?
No, you can't.
Okay.
No, I'd be shooting it.
I was gonna say.
It looks nicer.
Yeah, my brain shuts
you're,
off at
You're
like.
not even going to use the 6K capabilities.
Not even the 8K that
Yeah, I
came out
get-
recently. I'm like, you can't see 8K. I don't think so.
Yeah. What is it? What, Tommy? Do you shoot films? What's the clear delineation between 4, 6, and 8? Outside of like 2,000K at a time, but like as far as the footage.
Well,
you get.
eight is twice.
It's double than 4.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Most people don't know this, but 8 is actually bigger than 4. So
And, well, the main things actually in that you can zoom in much further into stuff. So if you're presenting only in 4, you shoot something in 8, you have twice as much space to work with. So you can go in and recrop stuff, resize stuff. So there's a lot of good
editing.
Yeah.
Good for editing. Gotcha.
But generally, as far as like resolution is concerned, short of the zooming in part where you can sort of like reframe a shot, there's no distinct advantage over it, right? And that data has to be huge. That file has
Look
to
at
be
Eric
massive.
shitting on another thing. The destroyer of dreams.
Jamie, do we have another fan waiting to come in?
We do. I will let
Another
someone
bot?
in right now.
Let's get a bot going.
What is the difference between 2K?
Mauricio.
Hello.
Hello,
Hey,
can you
man.
hear me, guys?
Yes.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you very
Welcome.
much for doing this. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
I'm a big fan of you guys. I've been following Sean's Inkpulp YouTube channel for a while now.
Thank you.
I'm a
thank
keyword
you.
school student.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I've been talking with my classmates about how the industry is struggling a little bit right now. The comic industry is struggling a little bit, and I do love the medium. That's why I'm in the Cuber school, and I want to know, with your guys' insight in the industry. My question is, where do you think the industry is moving? Because as everyone else, I would like to get ahead of the curve, to like get my career started as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's awesome. First, can you pronounce your name for me because I'm too dumb to understand how to say it correctly?
Yeah, Mauricio.
Mauricio. Okay.
Mauricio.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, the reason why the comic book industry is broken is because Sean fucking breaks just everything.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah,
you're
Sean just goes in there,
You need to dream
does the one. Yeah.
And Eric is about to give it the final strike, just to kill it entirely.
Tommy is busy wrapping up a tarp for a corpse, it looks like. Did you kill someone today, Tommy? I'm sorry, I totally derailed that.
He's doing double duty. He's unwrapping.
I'm going to visit Diaz right after this.
I was just going to say.
His pretend friend.
Well, let's get back to
Mauricio. What's the
Eric,
question again? What can you do to get ahead of the curve as far as the comic book industry is concerned? Is that it?
Yeah, with your guys' insight in the comic book industry, like you're already professionals. So I wanted to ask, where do you think the industry is moving to like get ahead of the curve?
Mateo?
No, you guys go ahead. For this really complex questions, I need some time to, to think about what I want to say.
Eric,
where is the industry going? Oh, crap, man. If I knew the exact answer, so keep in mind, I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So, and if I did know the right answer, let's all go to Vegas together and just start betting on all sorts of shit, dude, because that would be a prediction. Where is it going? I feel like it's going to get a little bit smaller, right? The current, if there are, and this is fantasy. If it gets run like a business, it's going to get a whole lot smaller. They're going to refocus on stuff that actually sells, and they're going to actively promote it outside of a regular local comic book store. If it was run like a business, however, if it's run like a clubhouse, right? They're going to keep doing. They're going to keep doing the same exact thing and hoping for different results. And hope is a really shitty strategy to run a business. Does that make sense? So two of those things can happen.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. I've been listening to like Sean Murphy and Comics by Perch. I don't know if you know the channel.
Yep.
And they've been talking about the same thing. They are running the industry, mainly the big two, like they are clubhouses, instead of trying to attack like the business standpoint. And that's why it's strong a little bit more around this time. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Eric, for your insight.
I think it's a lot. It has a lot to do with making an endeavor like this one consequence free, right? In no other branch of entertainment have I seen a studio, publishing house take a position of, we don't have to worry about at least seemingly from the outside looking in. By the way, I want to caveat everything I'm saying. I don't work in the comic book industry, right? They won't have me. I suck. So everything that I've seen from the outside looking in, I have the same perspective as you, which is in no other aspect of the entertainment, whether it be video games, feature film, name any other one, like animation, and no other concept or no other avenue do they not look at the bottom line and go, this is costing us way too much. We should continue doing this thing that's costing us money, right? It's a weird strategy to go like, this isn't making any money, but let's continue doing it for whatever reason. I don't know what's motivating them. And at the end of the day, I don't point at there's a lot of like negative talk about the creators involved and the kind of stuff that they were writing. I don't care about those guys. As I told Sean and Mateo in the past, those people didn't walk into the offices and demand work, right? Ultimately, I point at the leadership, right? And I hold them accountable to go, what are you doing, right? And if somebody explains to me, oh, by the way, making this work like a business isn't at the top of our to-do list, then I will understand. But that's the part that confuses me the most, is that ultimately I think I'm judging it based on a wrong metric, which is this is how you keep the lights on in this place. Because for me, from my limited vantage point, they're not doing that, right? But again, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not in those offices. Is that helpful?
Yeah, super helpful. Thank you.
To build on what Eric's saying, because he's absolutely right. I myself stopped looking at the industry as just Marvel and DC. That's for a long time. That's what the industry was.
Yeah,
I think the future for creatives is very bright, and we are in a place where we can pave our own paths and make our own books and do our own things and actually make a living and find an audience for it. So
yeah,
I sit in a hopeful position. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's I understand that there's the avenue of like crowdfunding stuff, and I've always heard the stories from like Humberto Ramos is like a big, is like one of my role models since I'm Mexican too, so he is like a role. And the avenue for everyone that's trying to come into the industry is going to be different because times change and the doors close. Doors keep closing and new doors keep opening. I'm planning to do like a crowdfunding project as soon as school is over next semester to get my career started. Yeah, but I want that's what I wanted to get your insight on stuff. Where do you what I mean is with your insight, I want to see where I can continue to move what career moves should I make to get ahead of the curve and get into the mainstream stuff.
I would say I want to know what are your career goals? Is it to be a penciler, inker at Marvel DC? Is it to be someone who writes and draws your own books? Like what do you want to do?
Wait, before you answer that, Mauricio, Mateo has been thinking for a long time. And I can tell that he's ready. He is Mateo is so ready with an answer. He's fucking vibrating in his chair right now. He is so ready with whatever it is that he wants to say.
Let's let Mateo go because this is good.
No. I was actually like listening to you guys. I was just carefully listening to you guys.
Oh, okay.
This is where we could zoom in.
Was kind of thinking, but it's really hard for me to answer that. You know, it's really
just
difficult.
Put the spinning pinwheel on Mateo's forehead.
All right, listen. Until Mateo explodes, Sia, do you have insight for this this young man's question?
Well, I was gonna ask, like, is your goal to be at Marvel DC, do an image book where it's your own IP, or to crowdfund where you're getting paid and you're building everything from the ground up? Because those paths, like you guys are saying, is all very more apparent than it used to be. So it's completely different entry point depending on what you're trying to do. And I think maybe that's the starting point, is to figure out exactly what you want and be really honest about it, because otherwise you're just,
I know what I want.
Sometimes you don't want something. You know, if you want to work at Marvel and DC, it's a different approach, you know, and maybe you want to working in the big two, and then go that. But, yeah.
Yeah.
First.
I know what I want to do. I'm mainly a parent. I'm not a good thinker. I do want to write my own stuff. My dream is to have sort of a career like Daniel Warren Johnson. He writes his own stuff and does the art himself. That's my career goal. The reason if I wanted to get into the big two is mainly to putting my name up there, like making how do you call it? Like sort of attracting people to my name from the mainstream stuff. That's why I would work for Marvel and DC. But my main goal is to do this stuff myself. My dream is to have like an Skybound or like an image book published and be it successful, be able to pay the bills by that.
Yeah, Mauricio, I would that your mentality was what mine was coming up, but the industry's different now. I don't necessarily see Marvel and DC as a place to build a name. And you mentioned Daniel Warren Johnson. He built his name doing his own books. And he built his name doing his own books. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he built his name doing his own things. And he and then Marvel and DC came at him. So if your main reason to try to go freelance for Marvel and DC is to help elevate your name, my advice would be, I think you can do that yourself better and more efficiently. It's going to take more work from you, but I don't see that. I don't know that works the same as it used to, working for those companies.
Yeah, I would say in general, like the thing that will drive all the people and it will attract them to your work in general, aside from whatever you decide to do, whether it is working on Batman or doing your own book or and trying to publish it through those amazing websites like, I don't know, Kickstarter and stuff like that. Aside from that, I would focus just on the quality of the work that you do. And once you have that level of quality and you know that people are going to be attracted and to that, then you can decide whether you're going to use, let's use this term, DC or Marvel, like a main title to showcase your art or whatever you want to do, or your Instagram page, or since you're really young, so maybe even TikTok or whatever is going to be the next thing in the social media universe. But aside from that, like to me, like the only really important base is the quality of your work. Once you have the quality of your work and you like what you do, and that's, to me, that's the main thing. People will get drawn to it.
Yeah, that's, and Mauricio, you definitely, on Monday we're releasing our episode with Todd McFarlane, and the entire episode is Todd's advice for all of us, and it's gonna give you a lot of good information that us dum-dums can't give you.
Yeah. Amazing, thank you guys. Great show. I love this show. I love the interviews. I love the people you get to talk to. Thank you very much for your time, for your insight. Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you, Mauricio.
Merry Christmas, man. Thanks a lot.
And listen to McFarlane. That's going to be really helpful. Listen to that.
Yeah, definitely. Every advice is helpful. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Take care, man.
Eric, did I give you a weird vibe on that one?
Oh, I stopped listening. I'm really sorry. Like I was checking out the stream live, and I thought, like, this is freaking awesome. Look at these guys. Yeah, it's super professional.
Oh, Mateo, if you click the little chat button in your lower right-hand corner, you can see the YouTube chat in the Riverside window.
Oh shit! Here it is.
No, that's a different chat.
It's not.
It's a different chat.
That's the people waiting to ask questions.
That's the Riverside chat.
Oh, okay, it's a different one.
Stop handing out info. It's such an awful thing for you to hand out that level of misinformation. This is
you guys want another question?
Yes. Lead the text stuff to Jamie. You know.
Wait, Tommy, what'd you say, Tommy?
I say you need to limit your answers to 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Tommy's art directing the show now. You know, you're not the art director of Inkpulp, Mr. Big Shot.
Damn.
Let's go, Jamie.
Wait, just before we go, we actually just got a super chat on YouTube for $5.
Oh, here we go. We're going to read this one off. Okay, here we go. Mateo, do you need socks or tissues by chance? Can I have your spare change, please?
Throwback to our Naples.
That is an expensive joke to do on Mateo's behalf.
Mateo, you better have a good answer. We need a $5 answer for that one.
Holy
all right, well,
you guys.
Well, by the way, this reminds me of a great thing that happened to me in Chicago years ago. So they lost my luggage at the airport. So for 3 days, I didn't have anything but what I had already on. So I started on Twitter, like trading socks and underwear for sketches at the show. So people would show, I still have a bunch of like white, really shitty socks in my drawers. Because people would just come by and you know, with socks and underwear. I have Batman socks and stuff like that I never wear. Like, I just wore them at that show because I didn't have anything. I was wearing the same shit.
Okay, I think we need to start thinking about doing this awesome con a little differently in March.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to include Tommy in this comment, but between Sia and Zoe, like, we kind of have to be here, and we kind of know these dum-dums, you know, like, it's just the weirdest fucking, like, he's so weird sometimes, Mateo. Like, pretend he's not in the room. He's so weird sometimes, this guy.
Now, hold on, Zoe. You've known Mateo since you were small.
Yeah. How old was I when I met you, Mateo? I was like,
probably it was more than 10 years ago. So
definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reporting your father for child abuse. Hold on, stand by. All right, let's get that next one in there, Jamie.
Freaks.
All right, Josh.
Joshua.
Hear me okay?
Is Josh coming?
There's
Josh.
There's Josh.
There he
Can you
is.
hear me all right?
There he is.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yep.
You can. There's a slight echo in the background, but I think you'll be all right.
I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, apologies about it. Big honor to be here with you guys. Love you guys' stuff. I got to gas up Eric a little bit here. I got one of his original pieces.
Nice.
When he was doing the Arcathena thing, I got on that list.
Thank you,
that
man.
was super cool to
man.
have. No, I love
Thank you for support.
I actually couldn't decide who to pick for that, but I went with Boss because you can see.
I'm glad you went with that one.
You went with that one.
Yeah, but so I've been taking. I do my own artwork and stuff like that. I've been taking a weird approach, which I kind of didn't know how I wanted to go about doing it for a while, and I was just kind of like, I just draw stuff, and I just like to draw stuff. But I really fell in love books again because I've kind of always liked them, but I've really started deep diving, and I'm still doing that. I'm still in that process, and the was basically I made this, which is like a little zine, and I've basically been just going to local shops and like handing it out, and people can pick it up for free and stuff like that. And so that was just all I have. And so I started out doing that in 8-page increments just to train myself and just show off something. And it's really
take a second to applaud that. That's great.
That's great.
Oh, no, thank you. I got to meet you, Sean, and Mateo in New York Comic Con very briefly. I don't know if you remember, but I was there this year. But yeah, it was in what I guess what my question is so I got these pages and I'm making more of them, stuff like that. And I'm kind of just like, where do you go from here in terms of legitimizing it or turning it into something workable or turning it into something tangible? As it doesn't even have to be specifically this product. I'm one of those guys, like, I take after guys like Jim Mafood or even old Steve Ditko, where I could do one comic book and I would be satisfied artistically in life. And I wouldn't be satisfied, but that would be like, if I put one out and people actually saw it and that makes me officially a comic book artist, then that would be the coolest thing ever. So I just kind of take an approach of whatever comes to me is what I like to see. And then I like to fulfill my own artistic senses by doing whatever else. So like, where do you go in terms of building a brand for yourself, or in terms of like making something where people will know it's you and people can see you and people can say, oh, that's cool, I like his stuff, even if it's not a big, because I love the Big too. I'll be honest with you, some of their characters are some of my favorites of all time, but it doesn't have to be that. Comics is such a wide spanning artistic medium, you know.
Well, I mean, I think you're doing it. Like making your own books and getting it out there. And you mentioned Mafu. Jamie, is Jim chimed in at all?
No, I was actually looking there. I can't see him.
Yeah, Jim would be great to talk about this because that's one thing I look at him and I'm just blown away how he built this career just being himself. I mean, from my outside perspective, I think you're doing it. Just keep at it. Keep learning how to use social media better. Keep hustling, going to shows. Like it looks like you're doing it.
Well, I've heard that tabling can be a good thing, but I've never tried it. It kind of makes me nervous.
Yes.
I mean, look, if you've got stuff you want to get out there and you want to connect with an audience, and this is another thing Jim does. He spends time talking to everyone that comes by his table. I think it would help grow your brand. You'd build a nice connection between you and your reader that could mean a long-term relationship.
Because like artistically, I look at guys like artistic wise, biggest influence probably Sienkiewicz easily. I just love his style and stuff like that. And you know, I got to talk to him briefly, and he was saying, you know, his first thing, it was a different time. I was, I gotta get one of the. I got a couple art books. I got a Tim Sale one. He's a big one too. I got a Art Adams one. Oh yeah, yeah. Wish I could have met Tim Sale. Love his work, but yeah. So it's just like, and even stuff like him, he started off doing kind of smaller stuff like that, and it built up to something where he has a great body of work. John Polyon, similar thing. But there was a time where you could kind of walk up to publishers and just show them your stuff, and you might get to work on a whole book for them and stuff like that. Actually, that's what Bill did. But nowadays it's a little bit different. You kind of want to make an opening statement almost, it feels like. You kind of want to come in and say, this is what I've made on my own, and that kind of opens you up to other things. Even what Danny Warren Johnson,
I think it's better that way. I honestly, I do what you want to do. You do it because you love it, and that will show others what you might bring to the table for them.
I agree. I truly agree. And I think that the variety we see is probably the biggest. I know Eric was saying, you know, optimism or hope is not always the best way. But for me, what I see is that no matter what happens with like the mainstream comics or anything, there's always going to be comic creators from my perspective, because this is not an easy thing that people get into. I respect anybody who does it because it's not something, it's not the most lucrative thing. It's not the most thing you get the most fame for. It is a work of passion and is a work of effort. And so I think that's always going to be. But yeah, that was kind of just my question, was like the in terms of branding and stuff like that. I have a website. I'm terrible at that whole thing, but I'm working on it. You know, it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, I would say maybe put your energies into learning how to do that better, like how to perform on digital media better.
Yeah, not only that, also like as I said to the previous guy, work a lot on the quality of the stuff that you do. And make sure that you like what you do, first of all. And it's really hard for me to talk right now because I don't see, like, I don't have your stuff in front of me. So it's easier when I see what you do. So I could tell you, okay, so I see your influences. I think you should work on this, and that. But to me, it always starts from the quality. I think that when the quality is there and people can really see that you yourself are the first one to be your own, you know, best fan, if it makes sense, it's you know, it goes from there. Everything starts from there, to me at least. This is my humble opinion.
Yeah,
what do you think, Gary?
Because you see amazing creators. You know, I spend all my time on IGs looking at other creators, even ones who aren't necessarily up to the level you guys are at. And it's like, holy cow, man, how do you level up to that? But it doesn't have to be, to me, like the best. You don't have to be the best to have something unique and have something that people might want to see, in my opinion, I feel like.
Yeah, no. I absolutely agree on that.
We have Jim in the lobby. Do you want me to bring him up?
Oh, yeah, bring in Jim. Jim might be great. Ah, Mr. Mahfood.
Yo.
What up, dog?
How are you guys?
Good, man. How are you?
We have Josh on.
Hey, there he is.
Josh.
I'm great. How you guys doing?
Hi.
Hey, Josh. Josh, listening.
Can you hear me
There
still?
is a echo going on in the background of your audio. So we're going to politely have Jamie boot you for a second, and if you want to come back in by turning on that echo cancellation thing, that would be a great benefit to us overall. Is that possible? Is that all right with you?
Are you talking to me?
Sorry, I've
Josh.
muted his audio there. I'm going to unmute it. The only thing is, if you're going to join to ask a question, could you please wear headphones? Because that's what it is. The echo cancellation is on, but it's the repeat of you guys talking.
We'll bring you back, Josh. Just come right back in once you have the headphones on. We'd really appreciate you coming back, dude. Thank you, man.
Hey, thanks,
man.
Josh.
Thank you.
Jim, what up, dude?
What
How's
up?
your
Hey, should I
Christmas?
grab headphones or earbuds?
You don't
I
sound
don't really hear an echo from you.
No, I don't think you have an echo, Jim.
You've probably
Awesome.
hit echo cancellation before and it remembered it.
Nice. Okay.
Hi, Jim.
Not echoing, am I?
What's going on?
Yeah, you're
How's
fine.
everybody doing?
Good.
Hey,
good.
listen,
How's your new place?
Merry Christmas. Merry post-Christmas. I hope you had. You don't seem like you're in this side of the world anymore. You've moved. You've uprooted. You've taken all your boxes and gone elsewhere.
Yeah, I opened up.
That's right.
I'm opening up like a warehouse discotheque here in the Midwest. I'm retiring actually from comics. I'm announcing it here
Okay.
for the first
Oh,
time,
shit.
and I'm going to become a club owner, and we're bringing back discotheques and cocaine parties for 2024.
Okay.
It's gonna be wild.
Jim,
It's gonna be really
Jim,
Yeah, we
now
were
I
just
know why you
talking
got
to a
those
fan of
classes
yours
in Italy.
just recently. The guy who just disconnected was asking about
Jim,
what I should do in order
that
to make a
sounds-
career out of comic books. So that's perfect. Just change.
Just leave comics, Jim. Listen, that sounds
Yeah,
exciting.
just leave comics.
It seems like there's a pep in your step and there's like a rosiness to your cheeks that I've never seen before. What I'm saying is that just be careful. You know what I mean? Like keep the door open, coming back to comics, because I'm not saying that's not going to work. What you just said right now, but it may not work, and you might want to, want an like an open door back.
It sounds
Yeah,
fun, though.
no, it could fail miserably. I mean, it probably will, but we are going to give out fentanyl, testing kits to everyone who walks in.
Perfect.
Tommy Lee Edwards is showing up to do a live performance as Tommy Lee Roth with the feathered boa and the skin tight tiger striped spandex. It's gonna get wild, but that's the plan for 2024. Anyone wants to come by, DJ, do a guest appearance, live art, you're all invited, obviously. But that's the goal. That's the plan.
Jim, what's the
Listen,
specialization?
here's the thing
Is
about
it-
Jim, right? Here's the thing about Jim. Like it sounds like he's joking, but not
But you're
knowing
never
Jim,
100% sure.
Like, fuck, man, this could be real. Like, I could literally show up to his place and like, oh, there's a discotheque that says like Jim's place or whatever the hell it is. I'm like, oh, he wasn't fucking around, you know?
Yeah, I experienced
You know,
that
the
moment as
genre-
well. As he was talking, I was laughing, and a part of my brain was like, "Oh shit, it's not joking. I think
no,
he's
not.
for real."
I think he's spot on.
Jim, what's the genre of music you're going to be specializing in?
Oh, Persian anthem trance.
Yes, exactly.
Jamie, I'm gonna go. So good luck with it. Hey, listen, joke aside, I really do have to step away. I got to do regular Wednesday morning stuff. You guys are freaking amazing. You guys have this. Between Sean's nearsightedness and Mateo's inability to speak English clearly, this is going to be a great live episode. You guys are going to be fine. This is not a walking, talking train wreck waiting to happen now that Jim and Jamie are here. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right.
Happy holidays.
See you, man. Happy holidays.
See you, brother. Bye-bye. Mateo, what are we going to do with him?
He's showing up late. He's leaving earlier. This fucking guy. Jesus Christ.
Eric's going to Eric.
What have you guys discussed so far? I'm late. I'm late to the game here.
How much we
we've
hate
just
you,
been
Jim.
talking shit.
But now it's over.
We've had a
Mateo,
few guests
I
on.
thought we agreed to get along in the new year. I thought we were going to put our
It's not the new year yet. I still have a week.
You guys need to get your shit together and actually get along because you look basically the same.
Yep.
You're not.
We need Ramon in here.
Yeah, we need
really
Ramon,
fucks
and then
people
it's
up.
That's the other thing. I'm shaving my beard after January 1st. Like, I can't hang out with you guys anymore in person
No.
at conventions.
Are you really doing it, or it's just fucking with us?
No, I am. It's just people are confused. They're like, "Are you guys a cult?" Are you a band? Like
Jim, if you're gonna shave your beard, you're gonna have to relinquish the Fratello tank top.
Oh shit, that's right.
Not only that, if you shave your beard, we all gonna shave our beards, so you're still gonna be looking the same. You're fucked.
It's just too much. It's too much. It's gotten to the point of it's ridiculous. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, Jamie, do we have someone waiting to come in and ask a question?
Is Joshua back with the headphones? Joshua, right?
I haven't seen another request from him.
All right. Well, is
we do
anyone else
have a
online?
Ramon in the waiting room. I don't know if it is.
Oh, let Ramon in.
Oh, speaking of the devil.
Ramon, but let's find out.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. If it's not him, immediately turn it off.
Here we go. Yay!
Oh, yes. Yeah, how you doing, man?
Oh, my Lord. It's been too long, my friends.
Yes, it has. Ramon, did you see that kid from Abu Dhabi was on the podcast earlier?
I did, yeah. That
was wild.
He's awesome. He's passionate.
He's relentless.
He's going to do big things.
Absolutely. The mentality is all there.
Oh, yeah. No. He was like Sean was saying, he came back every day with new stuff, taking our comments in stride. So he was killer, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So have you recovered your sleeping time? Or you're still fucked from Abu Dhabi?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, It's a few days in, and I was okay. I was getting up super early, so I took advantage of it, drawing, or just relaxing and watching bad films. You know. But yeah, it screwed me up worse than I don't know if Tommy can speak to this, but when I came back from Japan a few years ago, I didn't have any issues acclimatizing back to North American time.
Really?
For some reason, the Abu Dhabi is just like. Maybe it was just slightly weird enough where it kind of messed up the sleep schedule.
Tommy, were you messed up when you came home from Japan?
I didn't have any trouble going to Japan, but then coming back was like took me like a week to get back to normal. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, that gave me a whole new perspective on whenever Mateo comes to an American show. He's dealing with that.
Yeah,
oh yeah, man.
Well, when you fly west, it's easy.
Yeah. I mean, when I fly west, when I come to the States, I tend to get sleepy really early at night. And then when I go back, I tend to be sleepy early in the afternoon for a few days. But in general, I adjust pretty decently, especially because I don't do a lot of days nowadays. Like I just get in for the show and then I leave, so I don't let my body adjust properly. So that's probably why.
Push yourself hard.
Ramon, how long were you in Abu Dhabi?
Pardon?
How long were you there, Ramon?
Same as these guys. I think it was 7-8 days, I believe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was a full.
Well, for Sean, it was 9 days.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I was a little bit jealous of that in a weird way.
I want to give a shout out to Sade for being my savior during that time. Thank God we had each other.
Social.
Guys, we have Joshua calling back in if you want me to let him back in.
Oh, here he is.
So, Jim, this
guys,
guy Joshua has questions for you. Okay, see ya.
Can you?
Can you guys hear me a little better now?
I think I've been frozen for a while, and so. You
Oh,
probably
okay.
can't even see me
All
right
right.
now,
Well, thanks
so-
for trying, Sia. We really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, and enjoy the new
Good luck with
camera.
the documentary.
Yeah.
And Sia, we'll get you back on the podcast. I'll send you dates.
Oh, thank
It
you.
was
and I'll
great
try to make sure I'm
seeing
on
you.
when I do that next time.
Okay, Mateo, just ignore that joke, Mateo. That was awful. That was awful.
I'm sorry. I try. I try. Sorry, Sia. I don't want to be.
All right.
You know me. I'm a dum dum.
Bye.
Bye, Sia.
Bye, Sia. Thanks for coming.
Later.
Bye, Sia.
Ciao,
Take care.
ciao.
Josh, now's
Can
your
you hear me
chance
now?
to ask. Yes, no echo. This is
Awesome.
great. We got Jim Mahfood here. So Josh is a big fan of yours, Jim, and he's following a similar path, I believe. So he has some questions for you.
So he's gonna be opening another warehouse close to where you're at and sell drugs in there.
with
I
person
wish.
competition.
He's following your
Well,
path.
no, just by like self-estimation, what I was telling him is I I noticed that you kind of came in doing your own stuff a lot. You were doing your own work on your own terms and everything, and that's kind of how I've been trying to do things. I made my own little zine here, which I was showing them. I just basically I basically have been going to local comic shops and putting those out for like the last few months and everything. So my thing was like, how did you build that into something like tangible, legitimate, as like a workable brand for yourself, and not just like a little fanzine? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, longevity has been my main like saving grace of just never stopping, never hesitating, always putting out product, hustling, going to conventions. I'm going on my 27th year of doing this as my job, my career. So,
and he's only 22 years old, so nobody knows how he made it.
And I'm only 30. But no, I mean, the tricky thing now, man, is like you can make your own stuff, have your own style, but like who's going to buy it? Like who's your audience? Yeah. How do you craft that audience? Exactly. So to me, that's kind of the tricky part of like how many of your social media followers are actually going to break out their credit card and buy your work, you know? Mateo, I heard a little earlier was saying something along the lines of like, the work has to be fantastic. It's kind of an obvious thing to say, but like whether you go the indie route, the mainstream Marvel DC route, the work now in 2024, it's like there's so many badass people with incredible styles and drawing chops. You really have to deliver something unique, different, eye-catching, and completely badass. Not to put the pressure on you, but it's like your competition is now Mateo Scalera and Treadmore and Daniel Warren and Jim Rugg and Ed Piskor, like whoever name, whatever name you want.
I'm actually from Pittsburgh, just like Rugg and Piskor are. I've met them a couple of times.
Nice.
Okay, so you know the deal. I mean, you might watch kayfabe, but it's one of those things of like the glorious part is you don't have to do Marvel or DC. You can self-publish, you can crowdfund, you can do your own thing, but it's crafting that audience that's going to support your unique vision. That's the challenge. Okay. So each one of us is going to have a different path for that. It's kind of up to you to figure out who's your audience, who are your fans, what unique market are you going to go after. I went after the weird like music fan, graffiti, street, illustration, underground comics fused with some manga audience. And like I said, over 27 years, that audience has grown to, I make a living off of their support, with freelance illustration and selling original art, going to conventions. So it's the Wild West right now, man. I mean, there's no rules, but it's up to you it's challenging. It's up to you to find your specific path.
Just kind of dig around with tenacity till something.
Yeah, and consistency as well. Yeah. Like consistency is key to me. Like constantly doing it. You know. Yeah. Because you know, it might not be incredible at first, but once you have like a lot of work done, you have something in your hands. You know. And eventually you find a group of people, whether it's a really big group or a small group, but you find a group of people that will support you in this, just based on the consistency of the work and the fact that you kept doing it. That's a really one thing, a really important one.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I mean, my 300 followers probably appreciate it too.
Hey, dude, don't take that for granted. Like, nurture them. That's a solid ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that I've been able to say is I've been able to meet a lot of great creators and get advice from them. This year I got to some of you guys I got to see. I actually was at your table briefly, Jim, but I was not able to stay long. It was in New York. It was pretty crazy. But
yeah.
And
that's like the worst show to try and find.
Yeah.
It's just nonstop.
But I got to get a whole critique from Brian Stelfreeze at Baltimore, and
ooh,
amazing.
That's gold. That's always gold.
Felt like everyone should get in front of Brian.
I felt like
he's
I
the
should have
master.
paid him for that because
Yeah.
he was like,
Yeah,
"I'll pay my
sometimes I
eye,
had that
dude."
feeling too. So you're not the only one, man.
Everyone in this
Yeah.
business has learned valuable lessons from Brian.
Yeah,
Each one of us. I mean, I was just in Abu Dhabi and got 2 lessons from Brian one day, so I'm excited.
No, yeah. So
Well,
him
thanks for
saying that
coming
I did
on,
anything
Josh.
good. Oh, thank you so much. I had to run into my car to get these headsets to get this to go, but I
Oh, that's
appreciate
cool.
you facing.
all good, all good.
And there
Hopefully,
are
we'll
some
see you at a
busted
show
headsets, too.
next year.
Oh, absolutely.
Good luck with
I'll
your
try
work,
and make
man.
it happen. Thank
Good
you.
luck, man. Good luck.
Thanks, Josh.
All right.
Thank you, man.
All right, Jamie, how are we doing? Is there people waiting or?
No, there's plenty of people waiting if you want to get another question.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Jamie, it's
Okay.
good to meet you real quick. I
Yeah,
wanted to
actually,
say
hold on.
Jamie-
Let's.
It's good to meet you.
Yeah.
Let me.
Jamie,
I want to. Go ahead, Jim.
Well,
go ahead.
Jamie is editing and going to be involved in a new podcast I'm doing. I won't explain what it is, but thank you for introducing me.
I
to
just want to
Jamie,
say.
Sean.
Oh, so you're now
I
a
am so excited
competitor.
for this podcast. No. It's part of the Inkpulp family. They're not.
Ah, okay.
show- This show.
I was already
is
getting
so out
rowdy.
there. Calm down. No, I'm excited for this show. It's going to be so different, so out there, and amazing. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Me too, man. I'm
So
excited to start working on it.
we're going to
Definitely.
actually talk about comics and stuff.
It's just a podcast talking shit about Mateo's. It's just a Mateo.
and you're gonna be reviewing hentai books, like porn Japanese books, the whole time.
Mateo, when I was at your home in Italy in May, I documented all this secret stuff about your house. And that's what the podcast is going to be about. It's like, look at this gardening techniques. This is not accurate. This is not
No,
good.
it's worse than that. You guys saw Parasite, right? Jim's actually living in the walls of Mateo's house right now.
Yeah. This is a fake background.
Actually, if guys, I want to take just a quick minute here because I got Zoe, my daughter, here, and Zoe's heading down the path of a career doing what all us idiots have chosen to do. If you could all impart one piece of wisdom that would help her on her journey in this coming year, what would you give?
Oh man.
Come.
Drop
I'll
from
start.
light. Drop from light.
Go, Jim. Go, Jim.
Well, I was just going to say, figure drawing classes, life drawing, just understanding the human form. I'm assuming you're going to be drawing the human form a lot, and your comic's not about birds or whatever. So that was the most helpful thing for me.
Yeah.
Actually, Jim, her whole life is about this bird comic she was going to just squashed her dreams.
No.
Damn it.
It's gonna be called Zoe's Birds. That's the whole concept of the book.
He's
Gonna
got,
be 3,000 pages.
he's got me drawing every single pose in this life drawing book. I forget what it's called, but you just said, here, take this, all of it, draw all of it. And that's all I've been doing in my sketchbook is thumbnailing my comic and then doing figure drawings.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. You got it.
Awesome. So, like, my suggestion is the same one that I gave at the end of one of the panels in Abu Dhabi, which is, to me, is two things. Like, technically speaking, learn how to observe the world. So look at the world with an artist's eyes, which are different than a plumber's eyes, than a mechanic eyes, or whatever your profession is gonna be. So look at the world, meaning that you gotta look at everything like you're supposed to be drawing that one day, what you're looking at. So trying to learn how to storage information in the back of your head so that one day, if you had to draw, like, for example, you're in a theater one day, tomorrow you're gonna be in a theater, learn how the structure of the theater is made and trying to storage as much information as you can in your head. So one day, if you'll end up drawing a scene happening in a theater, you're ready, have a database ready to be used.